Welcome back to the Big Game Podcast, man. I am Chris Hunter. I'm here with my man Daniel Horton, man. This is gonna be our Michigan versus Penn State reaction video, man. How you doing today?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Ready to get into this video, man. Good.
Let's get into it, man. Listen, man. Look, Michigan needed a victory in the worst way. Was at home against Penn State and definitely was able to pull out a 76-72 victory over Penn State. I think it was a game that was an even game for the most part. I think people coming into it thought it maybe would be a little less even than what it was. But, Penn State does a lot of good things defensively and turns you over, and Michigan was able to do a good job of not turning the ball over this game and was able to pull the victory out in the end. So what were your thoughts just initially as you sat and watched that game?
Man, just coming into it, like you said, I think everybody recognized Michigan needed this one to kind of maintain some momentum towards, getting a good seed in the tournament. I need a good bounce back from a really tough loss in Mackey Arena. A couple guys needed to shake back from some shaky individual performances, and I think, I know one guy did it for sure, right?
Yeah, and we'll get into that for sure.
We'll get into that for sure, and just initially, it's a tough, gritty, Big Ten win that, this time of year you need those. You have to get those, right? And I think they did. And you can kind of see it from Penn State's perspective. They're fighting and struggling to get that one to change their fortunes. They thought they had one in Christ the other night. Tre Donaldson had other thoughts, and the rest is history.
Yeah, he had some other plans, man. I would liken this game if I would, put a little analogy on it. You know how you go to a roller coaster ride at Six Flags or something like that, at Cedar Point, and it's a lot of ups and downs in it. Mm-hmm. I thought this game was a little bit more even, so it's like one of those carnivals that you go to in the parking lot. So you got the roller coaster, but it's not the big ups and downs, right? It's kind of go a little bit up. It's not the big dive. So the game was kind of up and down and went back and forth, but a little bit more even keeled as far as those huge swings of momentum either way for either team. And luckily, Michigan was able to get to the end of this ride and have a lot of fun with a victory on the upside of it. So it was a great win for this team. Anyone in the Big Ten, whether it's, a 20-point victory, a 2-point or 4-point victory at home, is a great win. And, it was a good thing to see, like you said, some guys bounce back from some tough nights at Purdue. It was good to see some guys battle through some things. And it was also good to see some different contributors as our bench players and other guys step up and make some plays against Penn State. So let's get into the film, man. Let's go break this down for you guys so you can see exactly what we were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And we're going to go straight, from the beginning, right? We always talk about, especially last week, you're playing at home. Well, no matter where you play, you want to get off to a good start, right? And last game, we got off to a really shaky start with 3 or 4 turnovers in the first 4 or 5 possessions. Yeah. So here, first play of the game, they get into a little pin down action. Danny sets a little bit of a cross screen for Vlad into a ball screen. All of those actions right there are just designed to make this guy late on the ball screen, right?
Yeah.
So they're already getting into some actions that are trying to create an advantage early in the possession. Right, they're able to get to another one. Danny kind of ghosts the screen, but because he's playing it with a purpose, right?
Purpose and pace.
Tre is able to get downhill and turn the corner. Like we'll continue to talk about this. This is when I think he's at his best. And I made a prediction about what he's capable of doing. A few weeks ago, I texted to you.
Yeah,
we're going to keep that under wraps until later on, or maybe next year. We will see. I believe it's going to happen, right? But
it's a hot take.
It's
a hot take.
We're going to keep it under wraps. But I got a lot of belief in this kid, right? And I think, the more he does this as far as getting downhill, getting 2 feet in the paint, using his strength, we call it keeping your shoulders on the rim, right? Keeping your shoulders square to the rim. And he had either one. He had the floater over the big guy or the drop off to Vlad, right? Chose the floater. Can't go wrong with either choice. Great start to the game.
And that's what you want to see. First possession of the game, you want to see execution. You know the coaches have drawn up a play coming out the first play, and now you want to see great, proper execution, which you didn't see in the last game against Purdue. So
we couldn't even get into the early actions. The
couldn't
first
get into
game.
the action. So the first play of the game, setting that tone with great execution, is a good sign for the Wolverines in this game.
Side out of bounds, second offensive possession, deep in the corner. This is really for the offense. Most teams just want to get the ball in right here without turning it over. Look where he's deep in the corner right here.
Tough spot to throw it in.
Rough spot to throw the ball in. Michigan gets into a nice, really a staggered action. Comes off the second screen. I always talk about it. I always like to look at guys' wrist flick and their rhythm into their shots.
Yeah.
Boom. Second possession of the game. Great start to the game, right?
And that ability for Danny Wolf is what makes him special. Being able to come off, like you said, a stagger screen at 7 feet and knock down a three. You need that consistency in that shot making, but that ability makes him special.
Yeah. And like you said, when you get off, like we talked about, when you get off to a good start, you make a couple shots, so you get us. Look at Roddy Gale right here. Ball pressure early.
Ball pressure.
Make him turn once. Ball pressure, get a little physical with him. One-handed, reckless pass. I like their possessions already started shaky for Penn State already, right? All because he decided to pick him up full court. Ball pressure, physical over. We talk about bullying over top of the screen in the drop coverage, right? Roddy Gale again setting the tone on defense. I'm gonna bully this guy over the top of the screen, not let him turn the corner easy, get back in front. A dig from Trey. Look at the active closeout, right? We've gotten off to a good start. Guys are into it. They're locked in. Look at the closeout by Danny. Totally different than what we've seen the last few games, right? Ball pressure. Try to bully over the top.
And look, and go back. If you go back to it, this is a better position at the point of the screen. Like right here, when you're talking about drop coverage, this is exactly where the big guy should be up and engaged. Yeah. Now, when that ball handler comes off the ball screen, he has to account for Vlad Golden being up and engaged. In other games, he would be back at that Big Ten logo, right, when the ball screen happens. And now this guard is feeling comfortable coming off the screen. But now his footwork is good. He's stabbing at the ball with his top foot and top hand. And now this guard is feeling a little bit more pressure than what he would have in other games in this season.
Yeah, look at this guy's off the ball. You remember the drill we used to do with the bricks?
Yeah, man. Coach Amaker used to have us sliding with bricks.
Making sure you keep your arms.
Keep your arms out
in the stands.
Gotta be long. Yeah, you gotta be long. Gotta be wide. Use your length on defense. Make that court look small and compact.
Yep. And what does Danny do? Exactly that.
Nice gap. And there you go. It's hard to finish over 2 7-footers, and Danny is active and engaged. And that's what you want to see early on. I think the energy, the ball pressure, and the engagement in this game defensively helped them set the tone. And obviously executing on those first 2 plays gives you more energy on the defensive end.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. This is a couple plays later. Little side ball screen action deep in the corner. Tough angle a lot of times for the defense to cover ball screens from this low, this angle. A lot of teams try to trap it. Penn State. But when like I said, when Tre Donaldson is in the mood, when he gets it go, like he's hard to stop, hard to guard. He gets 2 feet in the paint again.
Yeah, when he has what we used to call a paintball mindset, right? Trying to get the ball in the paint. Paintball mindset for him, attacking, aggressive off the dribble. And that's what you do. You collapse the defense, and you got a really, really good step-in shooter and Will the Thrill Cheddar stepping into a shot that he can make probably 9 times out of 10, stepping in from that corner shot.
Good offense. You know, we're getting off to a much better start this game, right? And it's due to high-level point guard play. Like, if we're being completely honest, right?
Yep.
Didn't have a good start to the last game. This game he had a much better start scoring and his decision making. And he finished the game. He finished the game the same way as well, which is what we'll get to. Attack 2 feet in the paint.
2 feet in the paint, great spacing, right? So for Roddy Gale, I think he gets in trouble when he puts his head down and drives into bad spacing.
Mm-hmm.
But in that possession right there, he was patient with the ball up top. He let his guys get to proper spacing. And now when I drive and I make spins and I make plays, now I can read the defense a little better because I'm driving into great spacing. When I drive into poor spacing, now I get in trouble and his hands in there, and I'm more apt to turn the ball over. But this is a aggressive play, which you want him to do, because he is a really, really strong, aggressive player, driving to the rim, spin, eyes up, great spacing. Tre relocates.
Under control,
reads the closeout, shot fake, side step, and that's a bucket. And anytime you can make those threes right there in front of the bench, you always got to have a little word for him, a little eye contact, a little something to say. So you like that as a competitor.
Hey, I was about to show it again, but hey, coach, I'm not the one to talk to. Like, leave me alone right now. So later on, it's a 31-30 game. He drops it off to Vlad in the paint, right out one step outside the paint. Good patience by Vlad right here. Ends up getting a dunk at the rim.
And this was a great effort by Vlad this game. Everybody knew he was coming into it under the weather, and was, maybe sketchy to even play in this game. And he definitely didn't have his normal game. So for Michigan to be able to get this win with him under the weather and not putting up the numbers that he did was very, very impressive too. But he battled out there and made enough plays to help the team win under the weather.
Right here, Penn State tries to go zone. Tre recognized it early. Go back right here. So he recognized it early. He's directing traffic, getting guys where they're supposed to be. Once again, being a leader, being a point guard, getting the team organized, right? Team jumps into a zone, make the move, couple of ball reversals, they fall asleep. And like we talked about, we were kind of analyzing this, right? We go back a couple frames. This is a abnormal way to get a guy to the middle of the zone. So I think it kind of affected these guys right here for Penn State.
Yeah, it affected that defensive communication because you got somebody flashing to it from the strong side as the ball is coming strong side. Now it messes up their communication. They say, who got him? Does the middleman have him? Does the wing guy have him? They mess up that communication, and you see my man creeping, in the back trying to, like he's about to come up and steal somebody money, creeping in the back, but get the alley-oop over the top. And Roddy Gale is a really athletic, strong finisher around the rim. And that's a great pass and great play, great recognition by those guys in the zone.
Yeah. Active hands on defense. Gale with the deflection. Danny with the steal. Pushing transition. Great decision right here. Yep. Great decision. Finds the shooter. Told you about that wrist flick.
The wrist flick. Look at the flick of that wrist. It always look good. You got to hold that.
Hey,
paint ball.
Yeah, anytime even if you don't get anything out of it, it puts so much stress on the defense that it collapses their defense that now you could be able to create advantages, right? Little brush screen. I wish Danny would have moved it earlier. We talked about that last game, the extra dribbles into the hip swivel just to, move it, especially to an action that you could have got to a little quicker.
Yeah.
He makes the pass, but now this is where I really like him as well. Like we talked about earlier in the season, right? Mid-post and attacking closeouts, right? There's really no attack out. It's a long closeout from this guy right here on the rotation. He's wide open. Look at that wrist foot. Look at the gooseneck.
The gooseneck. And that's another area where he can be really, really effective when he's playing live, when Vlad is out the game. And now instead of the pick and roll ball handler, I'm the pick and roll guy who's initiating this screen. And now I can dive, I can pop, like you say, I can play off closeout. And I think that Michigan needs to get him in those situations a little more, because I think those are slightly more advantageous than him being the pick and roll ball handler. Him playing off of that action right here as a pick and pop guy. He can make decisions. He can make passes. You got Namari over there, shot ready. So if he's not making that and he's moving the ball ahead, this is still the action that gets you some really great results out of this action.
Yep. Shot fake, put the ball down, going right. You got 2-on-1 on the backside.
For sure.
And zone again. Don't necessarily like that, but he gets away with it. Keep the ball flowing, keep the ball ticking, get it back to him in the middle. That's fine. That's what we want. We want them to collapse down on him, right? Exactly. That's what we want them to collapse down and allow his ball handling decision making to get him out of there, get us out of there. All right.
One more pass.
Yep.
And I thought Trey was gonna try to take off and dunk that thing, but he went up and had the little double clutch, double pump finish. But those are great possessions of just moving the ball and taking what the defense gives you. Mm-hmm. And this is, all based off of Michigan getting that ball to the paint, to that Big Ten logo area and collapsing their defense.
Yep. A big shot right here, right? 52-47. We talk about guys coming off the bench giving positive contributions. Bingo. Nice shot by Jones. He actually, I'm surprised his percentage isn't higher. Just looking at his form and his technique and his balance on his jump shot. Keep shooting.
Keep shooting, especially those off of offensive rebounds, step-in shots. And then he hit another one early in the first half that was off a shot clock situation, off the dribble step, So anytime you can get those type of looks, like you say for him, where he's in rhythm, I think that's a good play. And he's got to step up and make more of those plays because we need more production off that bench.
Nice drive by Danny. Once again, they play in their zone, catches the ball and finds a gap in the zone right here in the open area in the 2-3.
And these are the plays, these body on, ball away finishes, as my man Coach Beeline used to say, our Boba finishes, body on, ball away. This is where he needs to improve in this area, right? But this is a great finish, but a 7-foot guy with his skill level, if he can finish more with contact around the rim consistently, then that just adds another level to his game that's going to help this team improve and help his stock as well, being able to finish around the rim with some physicality.
Yep, nice finish. All right. Remember last game, right? We saw him get picked in this area. I told you I don't think we probably will see that the rest of the season.
So we better not see it.
Right.
And I know Dusty said that in the film. We better not see it no more the rest of the season.
Hey, speaking of Dusty, right? I don't advocate for a subdued atmosphere in Chrysler. Yeah. But the fact that it was kind of a wait and see crowd, you can hear Dusty coaching with more desperation or more intensity, and I don't say desperation, but more intensity and energy on the sideline. He's yelling at guys to meet passes. He's yelling at guys to get to their spots quicker and execute better. So it was definitely a sense of urgency from the coaching staff as well.
Yeah, for sure. And because it's the same issues have reared their head throughout the season. So now you really got to have urgency, accountability, and it's a little bit more intensity and a little bit more bass in Dusty's voice. Like you said, when you hear him from the sideline, like, hey, you better not get picked again. Bring the ball up full court. And that's not what we do. And like you say, he did a great job of being aggressive. Look, again, 2 feet in the paint, Big Ten logo. You already know when that happens, you're gonna have something good on this possession, and that's just a heck of a play, creativity by Trey. And we've seen that all year. Earlier with the sham guard and fast break, and some other plays he had. Like he's really good and creative off the bounce. So he needs to be ultra aggressive all year. Like this needs to be his new. This is him. I'm ultra aggressive off the bounce, trying to get to the paintball mentality.
Yes, sir. All right, so Penn State went up 5. We're in the middle of a kind of a shaky possession. Dusty calls a timeout that most coaches in America, hey, my team is just passing the ball around aimlessly. Shot clock is running down.
Time out.
Let's
get organized.
Yeah, let's call a good timeout to get us organized. Came out and it looked like they had something drawn up, maybe to try to get a backdoor action right here.
Yeah, pass looked like it was a little off balance, and he had to, abort that. But again, getting that ball to Trey and his aggressiveness this game put him in situations to be very, very successful, making plays for himself, and then in this possession, making a play to Righty Gale, which is a great heads-up play. But as you see again, 2 feet in the paint, collapse the defense, and now you're making great plays. And get up, young fella. There you go. Bouncy.
Right here, same thing. Inbounds play, Looks like it's kind of a broken play. Comes off. Maybe that's the angle he was supposed to come to the corner, but he curls it. First of all, hell of an inbounds pass right here by
Namari anticipating that angle and getting it
yeah.
on the money to him. And this is always it looks so basic, a pull-up J off the inside foot 1-2. But this is a tough play to make on the move with a contest. Like this is like that Kobe footwork. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you're getting in the mid-range, you're raising up. And that's a play that's a excellent play, a tough play that you take for granted just by looking at it. It's a tough play to make, a tough shot to make on the move.
Yeah, highly skilled shot right there. Like you said, turn on the inside foot, fading. It's in the area where these days most coaches are discouraging guys from shooting contested twos, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Tre gets there, makes a big time shot, knocks it down. I don't care what the percentages say, Coach. I'm a gamer.
I'm a gamer, and this is the shot that was dictated by the defense. Let's go. I'm gonna knock it down. Ooh.
All right. This is a crucial possession here, 72-69 game. You know, I like to highlight point guard play. I thought Ace Baldwin had a pretty decent game.
Had a solid game, didn't you?
Outside of his turnovers, right? He has 2 or 3 crucial turnovers the last 10 minutes of the game. And this is one of them right here.
Get away with a little push from Will Cheddar on the screen. Got a little away with a little bit of that, little home cooking, but that's all right. I love the physicality. Like we talked about in the Purdue game, those 2 big guys on this same double screen was 10 feet away from the guy they were guarding, but now they're more up and engaged. So you like to see that carryover that I'm sure that they watched that on film. He got away with a little push.
Forget that screen. Ain't no screen.
Exactly. I like it.
It's a Big Ten, dog. Ain't no screen. All right, turns the corner. All right. Now, right idea, wrong pass, right?
Yeah.
Throw the ball to the rim, young blood. He does it. Turnover. We'll take it. All right.
But more activity on the ball, more aggressiveness makes you throw a bad angle pass. So that's, kudos to Michigan being more active.
72-71. Now, this was a crucial play in the game. Like me and you went back and forth about this a little bit in the pre-show, right?
Yeah, Danny, can you guard on the perimeter, man? Let's see what you can do.
Right. Gives shoulder pass him. I think he fouled him twice. You say it's a good play.
Hey, I thought it was clean, right? At home, you get that call. I think he did a decent job of trying to keep his chest in front of the ball. I think Nick Kern initiated, that initial physical contact. Danny was at the point of that initial contact was vertical.
Oh, shit.
All right, let's go back.
Let's go back a little bit. Only reason why I say it's a foul because he's on the run, right?
He's on the run, but I think Kern jumps into him. He's vertical right there. So the contact when it happens is you get your verticality. They always talk about refs. You have your cylinder. So even if it's moving, you still have your cylinder to be able to go up and contest that shot. Now, whether he got a little arm and ball after that.
Then I thought he got him on the.
Got a little arm and ball. I don't know. I might have to put on my glasses to see, I might have to put on my glasses to see, if he got that arm and ball on that play. But
in any case, he competed.
Yes. It wasn't a blow by and just let him score. He competed. Like, all right, either I'm gonna block this shot or I'm gonna foul. It ain't gonna be no N1s, ain't gonna be none of that.
Yeah.
So that's what you want to see.
Yes,
making a play.
Active feet, active hands. He tried to, like you said, get an arm in there earlier to try to cut him off. He didn't get it. Got the block. All right. Last play. Well,
the play of the game, right?
The play of the game.
The play of the game.
Right. So let's before we do it, right? So on dropping dimes and on here as well, the question about who's the go-to guy at the end of the game. It was like somebody's gonna have to step up and show that they are the guy. Whether that's in practice when we have you do these situational moments, and I step up and I do it then, or I do it in the game. And so now this is the second time that Tre has done it. He did it the UCLA game, and now he's done. So now he's either he has established or he's in the process of establishing himself as the go-to guy, right?
Yeah, I think he's the guy. Like, if
Yeah.
you talking about ball in the hand, like, and let's keep it 100. As much as Danny Wolf does on the perimeter, to really be a high level team that goes far in the tournament, you need high level guard play.
Yes.
Like, I haven't seen too many teams get deep and win championships without high level guard play. So, he is the guy that you want the ball in his hands down the stretch. He's proven that he can make it off the bounce. He can make the right plays. He can make tough shots. So he's the guy.
Yeah. And in college basketball, it's normally the point guard as a driving force, right?
Yeah. Like, I mean, that's basketball, pretty much in general. When you think about the history of it, the point guard is the guy, the engine of most teams. But, now you look at the league, you got so many unique guys who are ball handlers, ball creators, and LeBron and Jokic and Giannis and all these dudes who initiate all of it. But in college, predominantly, you got to have high-level guard play.
For sure. All right. So earlier on the 72-67 possession, they set the high ball screen and he got downhill and got 2 feet in the paint and made the play, right? He's done that a couple times. So that's how now you're able to get to this snatch back because he's so worried about you getting downhill. All right? Get to your snatch back, create 2-3 steps of separation, get a hand up.
Now you live with that. Like, he's feeling good. He's made all of the plays early in the game. So now to cap off a 9-0 run to end this game, this is a heck of a shot, man. So
he created a big advantage shot with a nice move, right?
For sure.
And he's probably, if I'm him as a dude flying by, too late.
Too late. And look at that wrist.
Look at the wrist flick.
Look at that wrist. And another, and just really to point out, man, like another play or action that Danny Wolf is the screener, right? So the guy guarding him is really, really thinking about both the ball handler and Danny Wolf being able to pop and make plays and dive. So I really like to see that action more out of Michigan, that Tre Donaldson Wolf pick and roll, that 2-man game. I think they can get some good stuff off that moving forward.
Big time shot.
Tough. Crowd is into it. I see my man Jimmy King down there with his hands up in the air at the bottom of the screen. So good crowd, man. You got to love it. And this is, any win you can get in the Big Ten. Home, 2-point, 3-point, 4-point, it don't matter. Win is the win against a tough opponent who's scrappy. This is a great play by him.
Come here.
Give me them ankles a little bit. Give me that little James Harden. And look at the flick of that wrist. Gotta love it.
Let me see if I can pause it at the right moment. Get that good wrist flick in there.
That good wrist. You like that wrist flick, huh?
Telling you. There it is. You can't really see it. But yeah. You got the wrist flick, man. That's how you know. That's one of the signs you see if you know if a guy got it going or not. That wrist flick is a telltale sign.
Telltale sign, man. And this was like we said going through this, man. This was I wouldn't say a must win, but this is a gotta have it. Like you go to Cold Stone Creamery, you get the big ice cream. You say, I gotta have it. This is a win that you gotta have it. So you gotta get the big ice cream at Cold Stone. Gotta have it type of win. And Michigan was able to get this victory with some, one of their best players, most impactful players in Vlad Golden being under the weather, not 100%. They got contributions off the bench. They got a great contribution from Tre Donaldson with 21 points, 7 assists, zero turnovers. Can we say that again? 0 turnovers and 4 steals is a heck of a performance by him. So, I mean, in all, you look at it, 9 turnovers for the game?
Yep.
So we can do that moving forward. All right? If we can turn that corner on that turnover bug and then Tre Donaldson's aggressiveness, I think that puts him in a position to continue to push forward and be in the mix for a Big Ten title down the stretch. But we're going to need some more contributions from our perimeter guys. Roddy Gale is going to need to continue to step up and play more efficient, both defensively and offensively. Namari has been doing his thing. A little slight slump in the shooting the last couple games, but he's still going to be a 40% shooter. And then some contributions from somebody off that bench consistently, whether it's, Sam Walters making threes, Reuben Jones making threes, Will the Thrill Cheddar is going to come in and play with energy, effort, and scrap and make shots. So if they can get some consistent play off that bench, and Tre Donaldson turned this corner where he said, I'm him.
Yeah.
I'm that guy.
I believe they hit 5 threes between those guys you mentioned. Jones, Walters, and Cheddar.
And Cheddar.
Yeah. Yeah. Continue to get good contributions from those guys, man. You are absolutely right. With when Tre Donaldson is in the mood, he's a difference maker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he got to get in the mood early. So whatever he needs to do to get himself in the mood.
I ain't know the team with. I've been slapped him in the locker room. Let's go, man.
Hey, sometimes you need that, man. A little slap, a little punch, a little, whatever it is, burn some incense.
Africa used to do that to me. Pop me in the chest a couple times. Hey, let's go, man. Let's go. Like he's that type of guy. Like once he gets it going with his combination of strength and quickness and his shooting ability and his playmate, he's tough to deal with. And I think
deal with.
He's figuring some things out as far as being able to take over games and be the leader that they need. So that was
impressive victory, impressive win, and it's like I said, it's one of those got to have it type victories, man. So let's move on. We got some other news, man, that's been in the news. Is really good for our Wolverines, and it's something that's a little bit close to well, not, I wouldn't say a little bit. It's a lot close to the heart for you, man, and your experiences too. But first, we'll talk about our man Trey McKenney, right? Was named to the McDonald's All-American team. So let's clap it up for Trey, man, getting that honor, right? And this is a big honor, man. You look at this roster, man. It's a lot of really good players on here. You're talking about the Boozer twins. You got Trey McKenney, man. You got AJ DeBanster, who is just, he's the second coming of LeBron James mixed with Kevin Durant, that people say. So you got a heck of Elijah Arenas, a lot of good players on this team, and not to mention Darius Acuff as well. A Michigan guy who's down there at IMG. So this is a great honor. I know for a long period of time, it was one of those things where Michigan hadn't had a McDonald's All-American since. Let's put this up, my man right here, Daniel Horton in 2002. It was a long period of time where we didn't have a McDonald's All-American since you, man. So let's talk about your experience with it, man, and just that whole experience and what an honor it was to be a Mickey D's All-American. Because for me, I wanted to be there. We was close. I think our junior year, both of us was in the top 20 in the country. But ultimately I wasn't able to get there my senior year, and you were. So, hell of an honor. Just talk about your experience a little bit, man, being a burger boy, man, a Mickey D's guy.
First of all, you would have made it if you wouldn't have hurt your knee in high school. Or was it a knee injury?
Yeah, I mean, towards the senior, then we were able to get healthy and ultimately win a state championship.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Yes, sir.
And then from Indiana, they chose my man Sean May. He was the Mr. Basketball in Indiana. Well deserved too. That's my guy. We played on AAU together.
But looking at that West squad I was on,
yeah,
could have made it before a couple of them guys on there is big. But we'll talk. That's a different conversation.
Hey, man, and then they had some guys didn't show up, man. Amari Stoudemire didn't show up, man. And, so it's
He came late.
He came late. All right.
Yeah, he came late.
Let's talk about your experience though with that, man.
But nah, man, that was for a high school basketball player, it's like making the NBA All-Star game, right? Like when you show up, they roll out the red carpet for you. It's all the other so-called top players in the country, but it was probably one of the best basketball experiences I've had now.
Yeah.
The games sucked. We got beat real bad. I didn't play that much. And I think that was my first experience with the politics of basketball as well, right? I played really like people don't know there's 2 games, right? There's a game that's earlier in the week on like Wednesday in front of like only college coaches and NBA scouts.
Yeah.
I played really well in that game. I had like 26, 28 points in that game, right? Then we get to the Saturday night game, the main game, right? And now the politics kick in as far as who the coach is going to play. And so you got myself and Chris Bosh, we're both sitting over there like, man, why are we not playing? Right? And so I think we both only played like 15 minutes apiece in the McDonald's game. So that part wasn't very much fun, but everything leading up to that and the day after the game, we all got to hang out once again before we left and went to our home cities. Was one of the most memorable experience I've had as a basketball player. So.
Yeah, I mean, and you had some. If you look at the roster, man, it was some heck of a guys on this roster. Like I said before, Maya Stoudemire, Rashad McCann, Sean May, Chris Bosh, J.J. Redick. I mean, you had some ballers, and guys who played in the league for a long time and had great careers. So
I believe
that's
we
an
had
honor,
the record too. As far as we had 3 guys from DFW, from Dallas Fort Worth, and we had another guy, Brad Buckman, that was from Austin, Texas. So we kind of at the time we set the record for most McDonald's recruits from a single state, right? And actually from a single city as well, because all 3 of us were from DFW. And to be honest, we should have had 2 more, right? We had Darren Williams and another guy named Brian Hopkins, who were both very highly recruited and highly rated.
Yeah, that's crazy. Darren Williams ain't make it though. Like when you think of the career he had, that's crazy. But like you said, some of it is political, some of it is, when you peak, when you all of that stuff, but it's still an honor to do it, man. And I was, luckily to be your roommate, the Mickey D's guys, on your coattails a little bit. Yeah, my roommate, he was in McDonald's All-American, So that's a good thing. But let's get back to Trey McKenney, man. When you look at Trey, and his ability to kind of score at all levels and he recently had a huge game. We'll show some highlights here shortly with against IMG and Acuff Jr. What are your thoughts about just Trey McKenney, man? I'm gonna let these clips roll at the same time that we're talking about it. What is your thoughts about him, man, as a player, and this honor being a McDonald's All-American?
Man, very, very highly skilled basketball player, right? Very skilled, can play multiple positions. I like the improvement he's made on his outside shooting. I watched some older films of him playing, and it looked like he kind of has left hand was kind of coming off the ball a little too early, right? And you can tell
that looked pure right there.
Yeah, that looked pure right there. You can tell he's worked on his game as far as his shooting, and then he has the size, right? Which if we're going to be honest, when we talk basketball, right, is a gift and a curse. He's going to have to, when he gets to college, he's going to have to. And it's not even a watching what he eats type thing. He's going to be careful what he's doing in the weight room, right?
Yeah.
Because you get in a college weight program and
you can't be on that bulk program.
Gain 10 pounds of muscle without even trying it. So
for sure.
No, he's one of those guys that are going to have to tailor a weight and nutrition plan specifically for him. That way he can maximize his explosiveness.
For sure.
And his short area quickness at the college level, I think.
Yeah, but his shot making, like you see on these highlights, is high. He's a high level, pro level shot maker, shot creator. So it's gonna be, like you say, interesting to see that. I know that strength plan is gonna be great for him. He's gonna get here. He's gonna get quicker. He's gonna get fast. He's gonna get more in cardiovascular shape and all that stuff. But like as far as his shot making, you're looking at these clips, like he's a bucket. Yeah, for sure. He's a definite bucket.
And that's high level competition he's playing against, right? Like one thing we evaluate when we're watching high school kids, like who are you playing against? I always think it's crazy. I always think of Jay Billis in my mind. Who did you play and who did you beat? That's always like when I'm evaluating high school kids, I need to see who you're playing against, because being around this game my whole life, being a coach's son, like you see a lot of kids like he's just good because he's he's the best guy in his area, but his area is weak. Yeah. You know what I mean? This guy's out here. This is against IMG, one of the best high school teams in the country. And you get
IMG coming in here and you put 37 on their head. It's like, okay, now let's go. They got dudes. They got dudes that are out there that, it's a different level with Cheeks, and the other athletes they have on their team is, he was competitive, and that bucket right there kind of sealed his game for the night with 37 points and, yelling at everybody, say, hey, this is my state. You know what I'm saying? This is what we do. So you love the competitiveness out of him, and his ability to make shots is something that's very, very impressive out of Trey. So, kudos to him. Congratulations, and enjoy that experience, man. Like you said, coming from a dude who's been there and done that, Daniel Horton, enjoy that experience, take it all in, because it's one of those things you remember for a lifetime.
Hey, I think next year, I can't wait to see the Trey and Trey backcourt. the two trades.
Trey. What up, Trey?
Tre Donaldson and Trey McKenney. First of all, I don't know if there'll be a stronger backcourt in America than those two guys.
You know, them dudes, both of those dudes got them strong builds, man. So you're gonna have some dudes who can get downhill, like we said, get 2 feet in the paint and create shots. So really,
I like it. I was 195 coming out of high school, right? He's bigger than 195, but like I said, you put him off the ball in the way Dusty wants to play. You really have 2 point guards out here that no matter which side we outlet the ball to, we can push the ball and get good action and get good pace. And for Trey, it gives him another guy that can take some of that playmaker responsibility off of him, some of the ball handling responsibility off of him as well, and allow him to do what we've seen him do so far this season, which is be a good catch and shoot guy off the ball.
For sure.
So I think bringing him in, like bringing Michigan, being able to bring Trey McKenney in definitely gives Dusty more playmaking and more options in the backcourt than what he has right now. So next year you'll have 3 guards of at least a 3-guard rotation, right? Of Kaysen, McKenney, Donaldson. I don't know. I can't think off the top of my head who else is coming back. Who has?
Roddy Gale should be back. He's got another year.
He's got another year. So
you'll have some guys, and it'll be a competitive backcourt, and that's what you need. Like we talked about earlier, you need high level backcourt play, and you need multiple dudes who can go get it. And with Trey McKenney, like we said, he's definitely a dude who can go get it, and it is a bucket out there on the court. So, yeah, like we said, congratulations, kudos to him and his family, man. Well deserved, well earned. And we looking forward to seeing what he could do next year, man. Keep it up, bro. All right, man. But for us, man, that's our show for today, man. I think we had some great conversation, great breakdown of the Michigan-Penn State game, our reaction to that. Again, kudos and big ups to Trey McKenney and their family. And until next time, man, this is the Big Game Podcast where we analyze big games across the country, man, mainly Michigan, but we're going to analyze big games across the country. So love it, man. Loving being here with you again, Daniel. Until next time, man, we'll see you guys. Peace.